How does reasonable accommodation work for property managers? Imagine a tenant with a disability needing a little extra help to enjoy their home fully. How do property managers handle these kinds of requests while staying within the law? Let's explore how reasonable accommodation works in real life. Reasonable accommodation is a requirement under fair housing laws that says property managers must make adjustments or exceptions to rules, policies, or services. These changes help tenants with disabilities access and enjoy their homes equally. It's not about fixing the physical structure of the unit, which is called a reasonable modification. Instead, it involves making adjustments like allowing a service animal in a no-pets building or reserving a parking spot close to the entrance. To qualify for a reasonable accommodation, tenants need a disability as defined by the fair housing laws. This includes physical impairments like mobility issues, visual or hearing impairments, mental health conditions, or chronic illnesses that limit major life activities. Some common examples of reasonable accommodations are allowing a service or emotional support animal, even if pets are normally not allowed, providing a parking space near the unit, permitting a live-in aide or personal care attendant, changing communication methods to accessible formats, or letting a tenant transfer to a ground floor unit for easier access. Tenants or their representatives can request these accommodations at any point during the application process or while living in the unit. Property managers should have a clear process for engaging with tenants, asking questions, and understanding what is needed. The goal is to work together to find an appropriate solution. Each request must be looked at individually. Property managers can deny a request only if it causes an undue financial or administrative burden, would fundamentally change the housing services, or poses a direct threat to others' health or safety. These decisions requiring careful consideration and should be made on a case-by-case basis. Costs involved are usually minimal because most accommodations involve changing policies or practices. Property managers are generally responsible for these costs unless the accommodation involves structural modifications, which tenants might need to pay for unless federal funding rules say otherwise. Confidentiality is very important. Any information about a tenant's disability or accommodation request must be kept private and handled with care. Understanding and properly applying reasonable accommodations helps property managers stay compliant with fair housing laws and creates welcoming, inclusive communities. Responding promptly and communicating clearly makes a big difference in ensuring tenants with disabilities can enjoy their homes just like everyone else.